Well, I'm back now. Just working on the engine block of this TR6. You can see right down here, it's got it turned over. One of the important parts is actually right here. That's the serial number CC31137HE. That puts it built, or its build date was probably January or February 1969. So I've stripped it down pretty well. It looks nice and clean. What I did was I went over it a little bit earlier, just a few minutes ago. I'll show you what I was using. It's just a couple simple tools. Well, sort of simple, I guess. I don't know where to put them. It's a little trick. And what this does is it measures the, just a method of measuring the internal diameter of the cylinders. And it uses this little tool right here. And what this allows me to do, just like a set of inside dividers, it allows me to go and match and get a very accurate measurement on the bore of this cylinder. Once I've got that bore measured, I just go and I compare that measurement. I'll just move this a bit. I compare that measurement. I make that measurement with a that gives me an inside diameter. Now I can take this micrometer and measure my outside diameter, and right there we've got 2941, 2941 and a half, 2941.4, 2941.5. So I did that throughout the whole engine, and just sitting right down here, this being the front of the engine, I did it two-way. I've got my horizontals 2941, 2942, 2942, 2942, 2941 and a half, and I got a 2943. I got number 4 cylinders, the biggest bore of them all, but all within really not even a thousandth of an inch, and I'm only a thou and a half over actual its original 294 2940, which is 2 inches 940 thousandths of an inch. So I'm within about a thou and a half of factory bore. I took a good look at the quality of the inside of the cylinders, and they need a honing, just a roughing, so that the new rings can seat it nicely. But other than that, I'm really pleased with it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these pistons out, the connecting rods. Oh, and the other thing is I just feel right up in here, and I don't feel any ridge whatsoever. There's a little bit of varnishing, but no ridge whatsoever. Not that my fingers can feel, but I'm only a thou and a half over on what was the factory, so the ridge is so slight. I won't even have to deal with any kind of ridge reamer, so I'd be able to hone that out. Should work out just fine. Of course, new rings and everything will be cleaned up, blown out, new frost plugs and everything. But yeah, once that goes together, we're able to set up all my rings, do an individual ring gap on all of those. Could be 20, yeah, 15, 20,000, maybe whatever I can set up for a standard on ring gap, make sure, and I have to file them out if I need it. But I'll get this thing washed and flushed, so it'll be a pressure wash, super hot, all new frost plugs in it. Of course, new timing gear, or sorry, timing chain and tensioner. And we'll get this thing blown right out, all new frost plugs, and this thing should come together pretty good. I'll see you in a sec after I turn it over, and I'll take off all the rod bearing caps, and I'll plastic gauge all of them, as well as the main bearings, and plastic gauge them. If they're in any shape as the bores are, I'm all set. I can use a standard size. I'll put that all together with some good rebuild grease, and looks like a real nice tight motor. Not too bad, sort of just by chance. I'll get a better look at what the bores are like. I'll get my flashlight out. I haven't seen any scoring. I can still pick up a little bit of original pattern to them too, so that's really good.